I've literally never done this before, but after a lifetime as a St. Louis Cardinals fan, there are a couple things I wanted to say, and so I thought I'd throw this together. The first is I have never been more proud to be a Cardinals fan than I am right now. Because the positivity I've seen on TikTok with regards to all the fans pep talking each other, amping each other up, um, reminding each other to be supportive of the team has been astounding, especially considering it's been a little rough the last couple of days or last couple of weeks, honestly. Just wanted to kind of come and tell a bit of a story of my experience over the last year or so as a Cardinals fan. Actually, the last few years, because that's where it really started. Back in about 2024, when Victor Scott II came on the scene, I started to notice a couple of things. I had kind of put together that with all the rules changes coming about, there were some changes coming down the path. The whole three true outcomes thing was kind of, in my opinion, destined to die out, is the way I would put it. The rule changes kind of reminded me of something. Well, reminded is a not a great word to use because, I wasn't alive at the time. I'm not that old. Come at me in the comments if you disagree. But it was partially because of the way they were talking about the rules at the time. I realized there was a thing back in the '80s that the Cardinals did called Whiteyball, and what that is essentially the running game is supreme. You got a bunch of players who could either run like heck or catch like heck. Usually both. And they had the premier defensive team on the market. They had the best pitchers on the market and the best base percentage style hitters on the market. And that was really the epitome of what baseball is designed to be. And that's why Players Association and MLB Central started making all these rule changes. Part of it, anyway. The other part was the game was getting way too long, and I think everybody agrees that was a good call. But was very much a return to the golden age of baseball, which was the 70s and 80s when Whitey Ball was at its peak. And so I was already kind of looking for this to happen. I hoped we would be the ones to crack the case on this, but I didn't, necessarily expect to be the first. But then we hired Time Bloom to be our general manager, and all of a sudden the floodgates opened on this whole debacle, and I'm like, I wonder what he's gonna do. And as he started to make trade after trade, I was like, where is he going with this? Because, you know, as he was trading away the veterans, he wasn't replacing them with more of the same. Oh no, Victor Scott II was the eye opener. Like, oh, he's gonna blow everybody away with the new rules. Of course, young players are going to young player, and that hasn't really happened yet. But I guarantee you, it's coming. It is coming. He just needs more development time down in the minors, and he'll be fine. But I digress. What really cemented everything for me was back in February when the last trade happened. Donovan got sent away, and to be fair, that was only because he was worth too much being traded, and he was getting too expensive in arbitration. Donovan would have been a great fit for this team. I think he would have done amazing. This wasn't about purely making room. This was mostly about getting the value for him because we were in a rebuild. That said, I'm not sure he would have done better than what we've had going, unless he was put on third, which he was in. We could go in circles about this, and let me know in the comments if you want to hear my thoughts on that, because I got some thoughts on that. But anyway, there was not a single player left on the team after Donovan was traded away that was purely three true outcomes built. The closest we had was Walker. And let me tell you, if you think Walker is 3 true outcomes, you got another thing coming. He can hit a home run, but he can also run, and he can also get on base pretty much any other way he wants to. As you notice, he isn't breaking any records with home runs this year, but he is looking pretty good for a Silver Slugger anyway. In fact, he's looking pretty good for MVP anyway. So, when you look at the team that way, I think Bloom had a very specific blueprint in mind. Uh, and that was essentially Whiteyball 2.0. It's not exactly a blow for blow, frame for frame clone, but it's pretty much Whiteyball. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight. I've got more to say, but I don't want to overwhelm the system with this. I don't know how long it's taking me to say this much, to be honest. That's what I have to say for now. If you have any questions or want to know my other opinions, drop comments. If you disagree, feel free to drop comments. I'm not gonna likely agree with you, but I will hear you out. And it's good for engagement. Let me know what you think, and I hope to hear from you all soon.